Hey guys, in this video, you are going to learn 5 easy ways to center an element in CSS. I have already written a blog post about it. You can use this for your future reference. I will put the link on the description. Alright, so we have some basic setup. We have a parent container, the red box that you are seeing. We also have a children, which is the cyan box that you are seeing. And inside the children, we have an h2 with text subscribe to Q's coding. Please do so if you haven't already. Let's go to style.css file. So we have the parent, height of 800 pixel and background red. We have a children, height of 50%, width of 50%, and background color of cyan. And we also have a text class selected, but have no styles. Now our goal is to center this children element on its parent. Now the first and the easiest method to center an element in CSS is to use CSS grid. And also this is my favorite way to center an element. So let's go to the parent container and make display grid. Now to center horizontally, we have to use justify items to center. To center vertically, we have to use align items to center. And now the children is center horizontally and vertically. Now there is a shortcut for CSS grid. You don't need to use this property. You can only use the place items property. So place items. Now place items is a shorthand property for justify items and align items. It can take two values. First value will be for align items and second value will be for justify items. So you can just pass center and center again. And that still works. But if you just only pass one value, it will be applied to both of the properties. Okay, so it is still working. So that is the most easiest way to center an element in CSS. Now the next method is to use CSS flexbox. So I will delete these items. Now the flexbox method is almost same as the CSS grid method. So display flex. And again we need to use align items to center. And to center horizontally, we have to use justify content to center, not justify items. I believe there is no property exist called justify items in CSS flexbox. And you can see the children has been properly centered both horizontally and vertically. And most of the time you are going to use this. But there might be some cases that you can't use CSS flexbox or CSS grid. For example, you might already have an existing style, but if you make the container display flex or grid, the whole layout breaks. And it always happens, right? So we have more ways to fix them, but I don't really recommend you to use other methods other than this. Only use them if you can't use flexbox or grid. Now let's move on to the next method, which is to use padding. Now this method only works for vertical centering, not horizontal centering. To do that, we need to remove the height from the parent. I will comment it out. And let's just give padding to the parent. I will give 100 pixel to the top and bottom and 0 pixel for the left and right. And you can see the children has been properly centered vertically. So that's how you use padding to center elements vertically. Now let's see the fourth method, and this time we need to use margin, and this method only works for horizontal centering. We need to give a specific width to the parent, so width will be 600 pixel. Actually, let's make the browser bigger. Okay, so our parent has now 600 pixel width. Let's go to children class and just give it a margin. Now for top and bottom, I want 0, and for left and right, I want auto. So 0, then auto. And you can see the children element is at the center. Okay, so let's see the last and the fifth method, which is to use CSS position. Now, if you have any confusion or if you don't know about aligning with CSS position, I would highly recommend you to watch this video first. In that video, I have explained every single CSS position in depth with examples. And I have also explained how to align things with CSS positions. So I would highly recommend you to check that out. I will put the link on the description. Okay, so let's delete the margin and delete the width, padding, and let's uncomment the height. Okay, so we have our previous styles now. Now the basic approach is to make the parent container position relative and make the children element position absolute. Then we have to move the children element from top to bottom and left to right relative to its parent. So inside the parent, let's make position relative, and children would be position absolute. Then top will be 50%. Then left will be also 50%. And you can see it is not really working. The children element is not at the center of its parent, but it has been aligned at the center. I repeat, at the center of its parent, but not at the center of the parent. Now the way to fix this is to use CSS transform. We need to move the children to the top by 50% and to the left by 50%. So we need to use CSS transform property. So transform, we need to use translate function. Now the translate function can take two values. The first one will be for x-axis and the second one will be for y-axis. X-axis is the horizontal axis and the y-axis is for the vertical axis. For both of the axes, we need to move the element by -50%. So we need to pass -50% for x-axis and the y-axis. So -50% for both of the axes. And you can see our children is now at the center of its parent, both horizontally and vertically. So these are the 5 methods that you can use to center an element easily with CSS. Now let me just show you how you can align any kind of text to the center. So let's go to the text class and add the property text align, not text, text align, and give the value center. And you can see the text is now at the center horizontally. Okay, so these are the 5 easy methods to center an element in CSS. Now there are other methods available like clear, fix, hack, float. I don't even know how to use them. There are all ways to doing things. I would not recommend you to use that. So that's it for this video. If the video has been helpful for you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Please do so because it inspires me to make more content just like this. If you have any question, please comment down below, or if you have any kind of suggestion for me, please let me know. You can follow me on any social media as thatonjohn, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.